40, the biggest ever. That's what this is about. Will WrestleMania 40 be the biggest one? We're talking about WrestleMania. So let's switch gears and let's get into it. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about WrestleMania 40. All right, WrestleMania 40. Now, WrestleMania 40, as we know, is April 6th and 7th. It'll be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They had a WrestleMania kickoff, first time ever. WWE has done that. And WrestleMania kickoff did great numbers. Yeah, surprised a lot of people despite the whole Vince McMahon allegation. And they basically fed off the crowd of how to feel about The Rock and other things amongst that. But it's definitely going to be something to remember. Philadelphia is known for having a wild crowd. One of the wildest crowds in history. We learned that. City of Brotherly Love. We know Philadelphia is the original home of ECW. So we know that if they go crazy, ECW, they'll definitely go crazy for this. It's the first time ever that WrestleMania will be in Philadelphia. We had it in the East, of course, New Jersey, New York, but it's going to be in Philadelphia. And I believe with the right components that this could be the best WrestleMania. They already show signs of with the WrestleMania kickoff, the slap, Cody being slapped by The Rock, the whole interaction with the bloodline with Seth and Cody. That video was 1 million views within. Didn't take long to get 1 million views off that video alone at the kickoff. They said the house was full. They expected many people in there at the T-Mobile Arena for Las Vegas, which would be very, very, very surprising that they had many people in there. And I think since they went off the whole crowd for WrestleMania, kickoff being in Las Vegas, they said WrestleMania 41 is to be rumored in Las Vegas next year. We've heard rumors of Minneapolis. There was even a rumor at one point that Brock Lesnar, a Minneapolis native, will have his final match at WrestleMania. But despite, the recent allegations and scandal with Brock Lesnar name being tied to the whole Janelle Grant lawsuit, it's highly unlikely that Brock Lesnar will ever step foot in the WWE ring again, let alone WrestleMania for that matter, as he already been erased from the video game and also sold his merchandise for a discounted price and trying to pretty much erase his name from history. So I would say more likely it could be Las Vegas. As they saw the numbers with the kickoff show, they did very, very well. They really have WrestleMania for the following year. So I think WrestleMania 41 Las Vegas will be very something unique. It's never been done before in Las Vegas, and it would definitely be a game changer for WWE and WrestleMania within itself. So it's pretty much going to be big event. This WrestleMania 40 is the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. Then we have The Rock around for WrestleMania season. Last year we had John Cena at WrestleMania 39. Now we got The Rock. We got Roman Reigns, champion, going against Cody for the Undisputed Universal Championship. And then we got other matches like Bayley versus Io for the WWE Women's Championship. So this is going to be a very, very good WrestleMania. It could be our largest WrestleMania ever as far as attendance record goes. Let's not forget, if it's sold out that quick at the kickoff show, I can only imagine what the attendance record going to be for WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 for that matter. So we're going to definitely, it's going to definitely be some fun for WWE, because we do know that the ticket gate of WrestleMania 40 being sold in Philadelphia is sold out very, very fast. The fastest sellout ever, biggest sellout ever for WrestleMania. You can't even get a ticket for WrestleMania 40 now in Philadelphia. It's going to be hard to get it. And if you do get it, you're going to be paying a very hefty price for it. So, like I said, I can see WrestleMania 40 having an all-time attendance record. With that being said, I can see that happening. I mean, speaking of all-time attendance record, let's not forget what we can have that'll be a factor. WrestleMania 35 is the number 3. That's the biggest one. This is back in April 7th, back in 2019. This was the last WrestleMania before it became 2 nights. This is when it's the same WrestleMania where Kofi Kingston won his first ever WWE Championship. Also, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair main evented WrestleMania. So this had 82,265 people in attendance at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So that's the top 3. And we have number 2, of course, who could forget WrestleMania 3, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat Classic match. We have that in the Superdome, not Superdome, Hulk Hogan. We had 93,173. That's crazy that this WrestleMania is 37 years ago, and it still holds a top record. It was the top record at one point, but now it's still sitting at number 2 at 93,000. That's how monumental that particular WrestleMania is. That's how much weight it holds. And then, of course, number 1, the top WrestleMania for attendance record, back in 2016 WrestleMania 32, which was in Arlington, Texas at the AT&T Stadium at 101,763. Now, there are people that have been saying that these numbers have been manipulated. It was exactly 101, maybe 99, 98. That's what I've read in reports. Their words, not mine. I wasn't there at that WrestleMania. But it's crazy because this WrestleMania was the WrestleMania that Roman faced off against Triple H in the main event for the WWE Championship. Also, this is the WrestleMania that Shane McMahon faced off against Undertaker at Hell in a Cell. Also, despite those 2 matches, this was the year that everybody was hurt. This is the year Seth Rollins was out. This is the year that I believe John Cena was out. He still peaked, but I don't think he wrestled in the match. We had a lot of injuries that year. A lot of people was hurt that year. A lot of people was hurt that WrestleMania. And it seemed like a lackluster WrestleMania. This WrestleMania was, because of the plethora of injuries on the WWE roster at the time, it was like one of the lackluster WrestleManias. And it's crazy that's still the top attendance record for any WrestleMania to this day. But I come here to say that despite these past WrestleManias having great attendance numbers, I strongly believe that WrestleMania 40 is going to beat that. They could easily top the 101,000 that we saw for WrestleMania 32. They could have 103, 110, 115, 120,000 for that matter. I think it's going to be topped off. I don't see why WrestleMania 40 cannot have an all-time attendance record. It has a very much potential during the kickoff event in Las Vegas to have that record. So if they did numbers then, they definitely going to do those numbers at WrestleMania 40. Both nights is going to be jam-packed, wall-to-wall, seat-to-seat, body-to-body. It's not going to be one missing seat at this WrestleMania. So I think WrestleMania is going to have the all-time record. Hence, since it will have the all-time record, I will also say, and I'll say it again, it will be the biggest WrestleMania. And the largest WrestleMania, since WrestleMania 40 could have the largest WrestleMania, it's going to set the tone for future WrestleManias. Now, they already talking about, like I said, Las Vegas is going to have WrestleMania 41. But also, it's going to make WWE be more creative and do more things to possibly at least match what they did WrestleMania 40. If not top it, at least try to match it. It's going to make WWE elevate their game even higher. And we're going to see that in the future. I've also heard, too, that WrestleMania Don't be surprised. It could be, besides Las Vegas, it could be, we could have a WrestleMania 1 year at some given point. I don't know when, but it was kind of teased at this past Money in the Bank with John Cena. He kind of sent his promo. WrestleMania could be out of the country. It could be, at Australia, could be of France, because we do have Elimination Chamber in Australia. We have Backlash in France. We do have Money in the Bank, speaking of which, in Canada. So it could be out of the U.S. At 1 year, if not WrestleMania 41, it could have WrestleMania in a whole nother country. Now, which country would that be? I don't know yet. But don't be surprised if we have WrestleMania out of the country down the line, because that's how big WrestleMania is getting. WrestleMania is not getting smaller. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it definitely has the potential of doing that. And it's great for WWE. Hence, I've said this before and I'll say it again. WWE has stepped their game up ever since the Tuesday Night War of NXT versus AEW. Ever since that night, NXT alone and WWE numbers have really skyrocketed. And when that happened, AEW numbers have dropped drastically. It went down. AEW currently has some of the worst viewership ratings in history. They're not even getting 1 million viewers anymore. They're getting 0.2, 0.3, 0.1. So that WrestleMania, they're not playing around. Like I said, they could easily be out the country. And they have to remember, like I said, those are the biggest attendance records, as I mentioned. WrestleMania 32, 3, and 35. WrestleMania 40 wants to top that. WWE, they're showing us they want to top those attendance records. And I think they will top those numbers. Just having The Rock there's alone. And you got Roman and Cody finishing the story. And you have Seth in there. We got a brand new world title in WrestleMania. Then we have the great talent of not just the men's, but the women's division. We got currently, Elimination Chamber match for the women to set up WrestleMania. We got Rhea Mami, the women's world champion. We got the Bayley Io Sky story. So it's a lot of stories with this WrestleMania, a lot of stories to be told, and a lot of stories that will be defined at this WrestleMania. So it's going to definitely kick it out. I mean, WrestleMania 40, it's there. We're here. We're here at WrestleMania. It's crazy because we got, a little under 2 months of WrestleMania. It's very close to being here. We're going to get that WrestleMania. So it's going to be great. WrestleMania 4 is going to be April 6th through 7th. And not only we have that WrestleMania weekend, we have the NXT Stand and Deliver also in Philadelphia. And NXT Stand and Deliver, they literally deliver every year. I like last year's Stand and Deliver. So we got that on, right before night one of WrestleMania. So, I mean, it does not get any bigger. Now, like I said, not only that WrestleMania is getting bigger, but also NXT is getting bigger. And remember, they have the current deal that they just about to start with CW this fall. And then we have, of course, Raw on Netflix starting January. The first time a wrestling company is going to a streaming service, not cable. No company's ever done that. WWE will be the first to do that. So that is a game changer within itself. Jay-Z said it best, don't follow me, follow my moves. I'm not a role model. I'm following the moves WWE is making, and they're making major moves. WrestleMania 40, big. WWE Raw on Netflix, big. NXT moving from the USN network to CW, big. SmackDown leaving Fox and going back to the USN network for the first time since 2016, big. WWE is doing big things. Every time I look up, they're making major moves. So I mean, WWE is showing us that they want to be at the top, and not only be at the top, which they already are, they want to stay at the top of the wrestling industry, being the number one wrestling company in the world. And then moving to streaming service with Netflix is a game changer in that. And I don't see any other wrestling company, you name it, AEW, TNA, they're not going to go to a streaming service. That's a big deal, and it costs major lots of money to get that done. I mean, these same companies like AEW and TNA, they're struggling to even get a cable TV deal, let alone get a streaming service deal. You know, imagine that. I mean, we do have the Peacock deal still with WWE, but we know that once the Peacock deal, which will be up in 2026, which is 2 years from now, WrestleMania at some given point to be streamed, not on Peacock, not on WWE Network anymore. WrestleMania streaming on Netflix. I mean, you know how big that is. You know how many viewers can stream that alone? Netflix, the biggest streaming service in the world. WWE, the biggest wrestling company in the world. Now they are together. Now we can watch streaming all the events on Netflix. In most households, I looked it up. One person in every household, at least one individual, has Netflix. They are subscribed to Netflix. At least one person has it. Hence why Netflix changed their policy a while back of you can't share passwords. You know, you can only use so many passwords for a particular account. I guarantee you at least one person in every household has a Netflix account. So they know that, and WWE capitalized, hey, let's put WWE on Netflix. Let's put Raw on there. It would be even sweeter if SmackDown was on Netflix too, but we can't be spoiled. We got a good deal with the Netflix deal. You know, we know that's gonna be a 10-year deal. If it don't work, 5-year deal. Still big enough for us to notice that WWE is making major moves, and it cannot be ignored. So they're not gonna be denied of what they want. I've seen it with WWE. They're not gonna be denied of what they want. WrestleMania could be streamed on Netflix one day, very soon. Not this year, obviously, but the next few years down the line. 2026, 2027, WrestleMania streamed on Netflix. Just think about that for 1 second. WrestleMania on Netflix. But other than that, WrestleMania it's gonna be a big WrestleMania. And it's just WWE, I'm just very happy of the moves they're making. Now we may not agree with everything WWE's doing, you know, and I don't expect to agree with everything they're doing. That would be not realistic. They're doing the right things for the most part. They're doing the right thing. And let alone the TV deals, the booking that's been going very, very well. You know, not just on Raw, but SmackDown too. SmackDown sometimes be better show than Raw. And Raw's the flagship show. And also NXT, they're done great with that. You know, I know that they are steered away from the black and gold. They went to the NXT 2.0. And then ever since they reverted back to the original NXT black and gold, NXT stepped their game up as well. It got to the point NXT got better. They don't even need a main roster star or a big name to appear on the show to boost ratings. NXT is ratings in itself. You know, they have great storylines going on, great booking, great champions, great NXT North American champion, Obafemi, if I say his name right, Lyra as the NXT Women's Champion, and Ilya Dragunov as NXT Men's Champion. They're doing a great job over there. And of course, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin recently winning the tag team titles on this past episode of NXT. So WWE WrestleMania 40. We talk about WWE WrestleMania 40 with the main roster, but NXT Stand and Deliver, they're part of this weekend too. So let's not forget about that too. We do have NXT Stand and Deliver, and that is WrestleMania weekend. And that's a big event for NXT. You know, they used to have the takeover event, but I guess they stayed away from that. And we have NXT Stand and Deliver, which will be Like I said, on the first night of WrestleMania 1, that will be at the NXT Stand and Deliver. And that is a big weekend for WWE because NXT Stand and Deliver, you see some great stories and great performances by NXT talent who we going to potentially see on the main roster. We see it now. Tiffany Stratton just joined SmackDown, came from NXT. Braun Breaker just joined SmackDown, literally just joined tonight. And now he just came from NXT. You know, then we have the NXT draft. We have the draft coming up. NXT, those people are going to be drafted to the main roster. So this is a big weekend. You know, what I mean, this is going to be the not just the biggest event, but who knows? It could even go down. It could be the biggest weekend ever for WWE. You know, and not only be the biggest weekend ever, you know, it's going to be something to remember. I will say this, I may get flack for it. Not only be the biggest weekend ever for WWE, it can even top the Super Bowl. We just had Super Bowl. Kansas City defeated the 49ers. We were really surprised that went down like that. We knew Kansas City was going to win, you know. So salute to the Chiefs. That's their third Super Bowl, second Super Bowl back-to-back. But this WrestleMania 40 is going to be a big weekend, and it will top Super Bowl. Because the WrestleMania, speaking of Super Bowl, the WrestleMania 40 commercial showing Roman Reigns, The Rock, Cody, and Seth Rollins was aired during the Super Bowl. So this is going to top it. And I can promise you that the people that saw Super Bowl and saw that commercial, even if they don't even follow WWE, they will maybe want to say, hey, I want to tune in and watch their WrestleMania. They had no Super Bowl weekend. We never saw that before. Let's watch WrestleMania this year. And they may even like it and keep watching, or they may see you don't like it, turn it off. But that means that's how big WWE WrestleMania is. We had the kickoff show. Tremendous numbers. Million views off the slap with Rock and Cody. Then the air Super Bowl weekend. You know how much it costs to air commercial on Super Bowl weekend? Lots of money. Lots of zeros. So WWE is all in on this one. So this could really very, very well top the Super Bowl. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It makes perfect sense why it would top. So do not sleep on WWE WrestleMania this whole weekend. Not just WrestleMania, but NXT Stand and Deliver. Because all of that is the same weekend. So it can do better than Super Bowl. And WWE get a whole new viewership of people watching WrestleMania that were maybe football fans. Maybe they didn't like the ending. Some people saying that Kansas City shouldn't have won. 49ers got close and they dropped the ball. Maybe they weren't interested in how the end result of Super Bowl was this year. Maybe they say, hey, I want to check out WrestleMania 40. I saw a commercial for that. The Rock's there. Maybe people are a fan of Rock. Maybe people have watched WWE in a while or first time ever. And they'll check it out and be maybe blown away of how WrestleMania 40 is going to be. Because I can't see how WrestleMania 40 will not be a great event. I can't see how WWE will drop the ball on WrestleMania 40. It's not going to happen. Like I said, you're already in the wildest crowds for Philadelphia. You know, it's going to be definitely a big crowd there. It's going to be larger than life itself. You know. So I definitely see how this is going to pan out. Question is, like I said, I don't know how when they do have these tremendous numbers for WrestleMania 40, how they going to top it off the following year? The following year for that. All they could do is try to at least match it, like I said earlier. So that would be great to see. Like I said, you guys let me know what you think of that. I mean, this is going to be great. It's going to be great, though. I can't see why it wouldn't be. So it's going to be definitely the large WrestleMania. I can't see why it wouldn't be, but it's going to be a large WrestleMania. I just want to see how that crowd's going to be during the main events of WrestleMania. How they going to react to Rock, Roman, everything. Because when Cody more likely will win that undisputed title for Roman, that crowd is going to be all over. They're going to be yelling, screaming, everything. Because they do not want Roman to retain that title this year, unlike last year. But we're going to have a large WrestleMania. I remember we are in Philly. Let's not forget about that. So it's going to have an all-attendance record. I definitely see that happen with WrestleMania. It's going to be a great, great weekend to check out. Then of course later on we got WrestleMania Backlash. We have Money in the Bank. Then of course the biggest part of SummerSlam and a new event. Don't forget Bash at the Berlin. And then of course Survivor Series. It's the only beginning, but we are in the road to WrestleMania for sure. So there's no way WWE's going to be denied of greatness and having something exciting going along for them. I just can't see that not happening. At least I don't see it. There's no way. The numbers are going to be impeccable for what they're going to do. Definitely impeccable. There's no way possible, but it's just going to be great. I can't wait to see what they're going to do at WrestleMania. I can't wait to see how the story's going to pan out. Everything. We may get some surprise appearances too. Rumor Stone Cold may show out. Rumor other stars may show out. We may get a surprise appearance by a big name. Even though we got The Rock there, we're happy for that. We may get Stone Cold to come out. We may get other stars to come out. Who knows? Hall of Famers, legends, anybody can show up at WrestleMania 40. Anything can happen in the WWE. WWE has proved that time and time again that anything can happen. Anybody can show up, not just at any event, but WrestleMania for all events. So that's definitely going to be amazing. So I can't wait to see what the next move is going to be for WWE, the WrestleMania. The WrestleMania, like I said, is only getting bigger, not smaller. So it's going to be great. Cody Finn's story, Io and Bayley. Bayley hopes she wins that title. Rhea, whoever she defends against Seth, whoever he defends against. Hopefully they undisputed tag team titles. Of course, after WrestleMania, we got the draft. People going to switch shows. We'll get talent from NXT. This is only the beginning of the year. 2024 is going to be amazing. Probably one of the best years for WWE, if not the best year for WWE ever. At least that's how I see it. As long as everything runs smoothly and according to plan, there's not too many hiccups, WWE is going to flourish. And they're definitely going to be standing at the top and remaining at the top of the whole wrestling industry. That's the way I see it. And I can't see it happen any other way. But it's definitely going to be there. And it's going to be something to remember for sure. And WWE is not going to let anything get in the way of that. And that's all I have regarding the subject of will it be WrestleMania 40 the biggest one? WrestleMania, WrestleWeek Newsweek day and night. Will it be the biggest show of shows of all time? You guys let me know what you think of WrestleMania 40. Will it be the biggest show? Will it top attendance numbers? Will it be the best weekend ever for WWE, WrestleMania, and also NXT Stand and Deliver? Soon to reveal to pop up for Red Carpet Ring on YouTube. You have Love in WWE Episode 3 recap. Check that video out. And if you like that Love in WWE Episode 3 recap, also check out the previous episode of that Love in WWE Episode 2 recap. Until then, it is OUT.